Okay, ready, turkeys? We're doing math pages 187, 188. First Corinthians 15, 3 through 5 says, Christ died for our sins according to the Scriptures. He was buried. He was raised on the third day according to the Scriptures and appeared to Peter and then to the 12. Okay, so we're looking at multiplying fractions. This is the first time we'll be multiplying fractions. I'm excited to show it to you. I think it's really easy. All you're going to do is multiply straight across. You'll do 1 times the 2. So we're multiplying our two numerators, our two top numbers. So 1 times 2 would be 2. And then 2 times 3, that'd be 6. And our answer is 2, 6. Now that can't be our final answer because that can be reduced. What goes into 2 and 6? 2 does. 2 goes into 2 one time, 2 goes into 6 3 times. And that's our final answer of 1/3. Alright, B. So we multiply our numerators and then we multiply our denominators. 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 4 is 20. And our answer is 20 over 4, but that can be reduced also. I'm running out of room there. What goes into 2 and 20? 2 does. 2 goes into 2 one time, 2 goes into 20 10 times. And our final reduced answer is 1/10. C. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 times 5 is 25. And that can't be reduced anymore, so that's our final answer, 4/25. D. 1 times 2 is 2. 7 times 3 is 21. Again, that can't be reduced anymore, so that's our final answer. E. 1 times 2 is 2. 3 times 5 is 15. That can't be reduced anymore, so that's our final answer, 2/15. F. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12. 6/12 can be reduced. What's the highest number that goes into 6 and 12? 6 does. 6 goes into 6 one time, 6 goes into 12 two times. So our answer is half. G. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 4 is 8. Our answer is 3/8. H. 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 7 is 28. Now this can be reduced. 2 will go into both 2 and 28. 2 goes into 2 one time, and 2 goes into 28 14 times. Okay, for number 2, it's telling us to color the circle to show half times 4/8. Now, if we were to work out half times 4/8, we'd get an answer of 4, and then 2 times 8 is 16. We'd get an answer of 4/16. So what's kind of difficult here is we have to show this inside the circle. But the circle has 8 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we got to show 16 parts. I'm going to show you what we need to do to make this work for us here. I'm going to take that 4/16. I'm going to write it right over here. And I'll do something that we've done before. Okay, if this is 8, if it's 8 parts, what would this equal there? Well, 6 divided by 2 will equal 8. So let's take 4 and divide it by 2 and figure out what that equals. That would be 2. Alright, and so what we need to do now is fill in our circle with 2 of the parts being filled in. Go ahead and do it on yours. Fill in 2. It doesn't matter which 2 you do as long as you do 2 of them. Okay, now let's look at number 3. Same thing happening here. Number 3, we have 1/3 times 3/6. We get an answer of 3/18. Now it looks like we're only working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to take our 3/18 and figure out how it can go into a fraction that would look like this. We've got to figure out what that answer would be right there. Well, 18 divided by 3 would equal 6. So let's do divided by 3 at the top. 3 divided by 3, and that'd be 1. And so what I want you to do is just fill out one part of the circle. You can do any one, whichever one you choose, but you can only do one to get it correct. Number 4, you got to do the dividing and make sure to write your fractions as remainders and reduce if you're able to reduce. Look at the story problem. It says Patrick ate 1/4 of the cake that was left. There was 2/3 of the cake left. What part of the cake did Patrick eat? So what we need to do here is we need to multiply. Take our 1/4 times 2/3. 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 3 is 12. So we get 2/12, which can be reduced. 2 goes into 2 one time, 2 goes into 12 6 times. And that's our answer. That's the fraction. 1/6 of the cake. Cake. It was fun talking about cake. Can you guys guess which cake is Mr. Fitt's favorite down below? Is it A, chocolate, B, lemon, C, pound cake, or D, ice cream cake? Raise your hand if you think it's A. Raise your hand if you think it's B. Raise your hand if you think it's C. And raise your hand if you think it's D. The answer is, my favorite is D. Ice cream cake. That's my favorite. Okay, let's look at story problem B. The members of Miss Barr's Sunday school class take turns bringing treats to class. When it was Bethany's turn, she brought 16 donuts for $6.24. How much did one donut cost? How much did 4 donuts cost? So we know that 16 of them were $6.24. So to figure out how much one would be, let's take our $6.24 and divide that by 16 to figure out what 1 would be. We know 16 doesn't go into 6, but it does go into 62. Let's see, 16 times 3 would be 48. I need to double check that. 16, 3. Yeah, 48. Alright. So we'll subtract. We get 14. We need to bring down the 4. How many times does 16 go into 144? Let's try 9. 16 times 9. 9 times 6 would be 48. 54, I mean. 9 times 1 would be 9, plus 5 more would be 14. 144. Well, it goes in evenly. So it'd be 39 cents for 1. So that answers part of the question. And the next question is, how much did 4 donuts cost? Well, to figure that out, you take your 1 at the price of 39 and times it by 4. So I'll let you do that part on your own since I'm running out of room. And you guys will do the rest on your own. I'll help you with figuring out what is your favorite donut. We have different kinds of donuts up here. Look at these and see which one of these are your favorite. Maybe you figured it out already. If you don't know though, let's do this. We did my favorite cake. Let's figure out, what do you think Mr. Fitt's favorite donut in this picture is? Is it the A, the original glazed, B, chocolate iced glazed, C, powdered strawberry filled, or D, glazed lemon filled? Okay, so you try to figure out which one it is that Mr. Fitt likes the best. It's going to be one of these 4. Okay, raise your hand if you think it's A. Raise your hand if you think it's B. Raise your hand if you think it's C. And raise your hand if you think it's D. Alright. Well, how about before I tell you my favorite, let's figure out what your guys' favorite. Raise your hand out of these 4 if your favorite is A. Then raise your hand if your favorite is B. Raise your hand if your favorite is C. Raise your hand if your favorite is D. Well, my favorite out of these ones is A. Go ahead and do the rest on your own. I know you can. You guys are smart, not smart cookies. You guys are smart donuts.